All right, today we're going to walk through a really powerful system for scaling your content. Now, this isn't just theory. Our RedHub AI analysis has looked at how the best in the business, we're talking top creators and agencies, are moving away from a manual content strategy. Instead, they're building something much more powerful, an automated distribution engine. Let's dive right in and see how it's done.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll kick things off by talking about a huge problem most people don't even see, which we call the content distribution gap. From there, we'll get into the AI-powered solution and the architecture behind it. Then we'll get practical and look at how to build your own workflow. We'll also cover the major SEO benefits, and finally, we'll wrap up with your next step.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the core problem here. You see, our RedHub analysis has uncovered a really critical issue in a lot of content strategies today. It's something that's often completely overlooked, and we've given it a name, the content distribution gap.
So I want you to really think about this question. Is your content reaching its full potential? I mean, think about it. You put all this effort into a video and post it on one platform. Or you record a great podcast that just sits in one audio feed. What about that webinar that was amazing live, but then it's just gone? Every time you do that, you're essentially creating single-use content. And that approach, well, it's seriously limiting your reach and your overall impact.
And that leads us to this quote from our RedHub research, which really puts it bluntly: "You're bleeding opportunity." That's the real cost of doing nothing here. Every single piece of content that you don't repurpose for other channels is a missed chance to reach someone new. What our analysis shows is that the thing separating stagnant growth from explosive reach, it's not just about being creative anymore. It's about having the right infrastructure in place.
So what exactly is that infrastructure? Well, that brings us to the AI-powered solution. The key insight here is that the answer to that distribution gap isn't about working harder to create more content from scratch. No way. The strategic answer is to work smarter by intelligently transforming the amazing content you already have.
Okay, so let's define this concept from the ground up. What exactly is an AI content repurposing workflow? Well, think of it as a system. It's a carefully designed pipeline that does one thing really well. It takes one of your main pieces of content and then uses AI to automatically turn it into a whole bunch of new assets. And the best part is, each one of those new assets is perfectly optimized for a different platform. This right here is the core idea we're diving into today.
A really helpful way to think about this is what we call the content factory analogy. It's super simple. You have your input, which is your one core piece of content, maybe a long video or a podcast episode. Then you have the process. This is your AI transformation engine that does all the heavy lifting. Things like transcription, summarizing, rewriting, and then you have the output. And this is where it gets exciting, because the output can be huge. We're talking 20 or more new assets, all ready to go. Things like social media clips, blog posts, newsletters, you name it.
All right, so we know what the workflow is. Now let's peel back the layers and look at how it actually works. Based on our RedHub AI research, we've been able to map this out as a conceptual model that has 5 distinct layers. Let's break those down. So this architecture is built on 5 key layers. It all starts with layer 1, content capture. This is where you feed the system your big, info-packed content. Next up is layer 2, the AI transformation engine. This is really the brains of the operation, where the AI does the transcription and rewriting. Then we move to layer 3, multi-format generation. This is where the AI actually creates all those new assets for you. Layer 4 is all about automated distribution, getting that content out to all your channels without you having to lift a finger. And finally, layer 5, the performance feedback loop. This is crucial because it uses analytics to tell you what's working so you can make the whole system even smarter over time.
Okay, understanding the theory is one thing, but making it happen is what really matters, right? So in this next section, we're going to get super practical with a step-by-step guide on how you can actually build your own AI content repurposing workflow.
The first 3 steps are all about laying a strong foundation. So, step 1, audit your content assets. Seriously, look at what you already have. Those old webinars, podcasts, and blog posts, they're an absolute goldmine of material just waiting to be used. Step 2 is to choose your core format. What's the one big thing you can create consistently? Is it a video, a podcast, or a deep dive article? Pick one. And then, step 3 is to build your AI stack. And all that means is picking the right software tools to actually power this whole workflow. So you might be wondering, what does an AI stack even look like? Well, this table breaks it down into the main functions you'll need, and the examples here are based on extensive RedHub testing. So for transcription, you might look at tools like Otter.ai or Descript.
When it comes to rewriting that content, Jasper and Copy.ai are popular choices. For actually distributing all those new assets, platforms like Repurpose.io or Buffer are great. And then, to make it all work together automatically, a tool like Zapier is absolutely essential.
Okay, once you've got that foundation in place, it's time to move into execution. That brings us to step 4. Map your output matrix. This is where you decide exactly what each core piece of content is going to become. For example, one video becomes 5 clips, 1 blog post, and 3 tweets. Step 5 is batch production. You want to get into a rhythm creating and transforming content on a regular schedule, maybe weekly. Then, step 6, you automate the distribution. The goal here is 0 manual uploads. And finally, the most important part, step 7, optimize. You have to look at the data to see what's performing well and then double down on the formats that are getting you the best results.
Now, this whole system isn't just about being more efficient. It offers a massive strategic advantage, especially when it comes to SEO. So let's talk about why this workflow can be an absolute game changer for your organic search visibility.
So what are the specific SEO benefits here? Well, first, it expands your topical authority. By covering one topic in many different ways, you're signaling to search engines that you're an expert. Second, it just creates way more indexable content for Google to find. You also start building a multimodal search presence, meaning you can show up in results for text, images, and videos, not just standard web pages. Plus, it gives you tons of new opportunities for internal linking, which is great for SEO. And finally, it constantly generates what are called freshness signals. This tells Google your site is active and relevant, and that's a huge factor in search rankings.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The problem, the AI solution, the architecture, and all those strategic benefits. Now it's time to bring it all home and distill this down into one final actionable takeaway. If there's only one thing you remember from our time today, make it this. Our RedHub analysis has led us to a clear conclusion. In today's world of AI, just creating content is quickly becoming a commodity. The real, lasting competitive advantage is no longer in creation. It's in your ability to distribute that content effectively and at a massive scale. And an AI repurposing workflow, well, that's the system that gives you that advantage.
What we've covered here today is really the foundational framework to get you started. But for much deeper analysis of this entire system, including our complete list of tool recommendations and more advanced strategies, we definitely encourage you to read the full article over on RedHub.ai.